And a very good afternoon to you right across the Riverland and Mallee and on iHeartRadio. This is 5RM Football live from Loxton this afternoon for this Riverland Football League round 14 fixture between the Loxton Tigers and Barmera Monash Roos. Lockie Wendell and Nobby Norton this afternoon. Nobby, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Lockie, and good afternoon to everyone tuning into 5RM Riverland Football from McDonald's Renmark. And what a cracking day we have here.
It's an absolute ripper. Look, when we were setting up, there was a bit of a shower that came through. The Bees sort of copped that, which is most like the reserves competition, always cops the worst weather of the day. And now it's bathed in sunshine here at Tiger. Yeah. There is a few clouds around the place, but we'll have to keep an eye on that this afternoon. But at the moment, looking good.
Almost 4 seasons in one day. Only thing we haven't had is snow, and I don't think we're going to get any. It's beautiful out there today, and a good crowd in too, Lockie. A couple of things of note happening here at Tigerland today.
Yes, it is the last home game for the Tigers this year, and a couple of reunions are underway.
Yeah, there's a 50-year reunion of the 1970 Premiership side, and you say, well, hang on, 50 years would be 2020, but with COVID it's been delayed 2 years, and so that's happening here tonight. Today and tonight, there's the Tigers Legend Ball, and Les Lange informs me that two of the only remaining 1951 Premiership side is here as well, being Alan Goldfinch and Colin Greats, which reminds me, during the week I heard call over here that this game was being billed as the Greg Greats Cup, seeing as he'd played for both sides.
Yeah, there is a couple of players that have donned both the Barmera Monash Roos Guernsey and the Tigers Guernsey, one of which is playing, one of the coach. Yeah, he's not actually playing today, though. I did see Dylan Miller, the Loxton coach, isn't lining up for the Tigers today. He's just got the coaches board. Look, both sides on the field now. They are about to take their position. Just quickly, look, a couple of changes from both sides. Loxton, a big one, Nobby. Jack Evans out, but a pretty handy in.
Nick Uren comes in, and he was in last week, and he was in their best half a dozen players. So when I first saw the budget, I thought he may have been having a rest like Dylan is today, because it was a pretty tough game last week at headquarters against Berry. But Nick didn't want to play the run in the B grade. He was quite happy to come back up into the A's.
Yep, and just one change for the Barmera Monash Roos. Unfortunately, one of our favourites, Jake Smith, is out. Daniel Pitchell comes in. He'll be wearing number 12 today. And just one other number change quickly, if you are at the fixture, Joe Ricketts will be having the number 11 rather than the 14.
Yes, and look, a big blow for Barmera, losing the junkyard dog, not only for us but also for Barmera, because he's one of their on-field leaders, he's one of their hard ball getters, and he's one of their blokes that does all the 1%ers.
He certainly is. Look, the game is about to get underway, and as we said, the ground in pretty good condition for this time of the year.
Loxton kicking to the swimming pool end, and Barmera going towards the Barmera end, we'll say, towards the highway end, Mill Corner end.
And here it is, ball in the middle, and it's a ruck between Dudley Campbell and Fisher. Fisher gets the advantage. Gucci tries to shark it, unable to get it, goes to ground, back the old double chance at it. But now Barmera Monash managed to pick it up, and a quick handball out. It's going through a few players here, but I think the umpire's going to call it and say that's mine.
Umpire Grummett let that go a fair way, and fair enough. And Fisher, a big height advantage in ruck.
Ruck contest again. Fisher over the back, manages to get it over to John Fisher. Hits up towards centre-half forward for the Tigers, but now the Roos work it across half-back, and a quick kick the other way. And it goes through Kemp, who rakes it up off the ground, tries to get a kick away, but he's done holding the ball.
Yeah, just took a little bit too long with that and was wrapped up by the Loxton player, Carl Smith.
And the Tigers move it quickly. It's on to John Fisher. He kicks it through the middle, looks for a teammate in Jesse Will, but he spills it, and now the Roos managed to get it over the wing, and it's Dylan Killingbell who's got the footy.
Yep, and good play from Barmera, getting the ball wide.
Just holding it up for a second, and it finds its way to Mock. Just a short kick to the side. And
they're going to have to start well to put pressure on the Tigers today.
Ticks down the line, manages to find Whitbourne, donning the long sleeves this afternoon on the forward flank.
You won't miss him. You like your long-sleeved Guernsey players.
Kicks it into the 50, but there's more Tigers than Roos there, and the Tigers dive on it. Looks like the Roo boys are holding on the ball. It is. There it is.
That Fisher couldn't get the ball out and ended up being on top of it, and pretty sort of crucial call for the Blues, but it was there.
Yeah, umpire Kayla Siriotis there making that one, and that was holding the ball. You can't drake it in. And we have Reece Lehman, who'll be lining up for a goal.
Yeah, not a bad kick normally, Reece, and a good target up forward for the Roos.
Kicking from, let's say, 40 out on a 15-degree angle, maybe 25. Gives it a roost.
That looks
right
good.
off the boot. And the Barmera Monash Roos hit the Bitmax surfacing scoreboard with a major.
Yep, first blood to the Roos, and our fellow commentator Travis Drubrick wanting to have a chat to you during the week about your angles, but I've left it between the two of you.
I was asked about the angles just before, actually, by a couple of Barmera Monash, what would you say, stalwarts, wanting to know. They said, let Nobby work out the angles. Don't you leave it to yourself.
Well, don't ask me. I didn't bring the protractor.
So 2.5 minutes done in this first quarter. It's the Roos that have kicked the first goal. Some very good teamwork there for the Roos, just quietly. Ball back in the centre. Campbell and Fisher do contest. Druggermuller's trying to get it for the Roos, but it's the Tigers that managed to get a handball out, and it gets to Butterworth for the Roos. He manages to mop it up. Some good attacking footy from the Roos early. There's a hot footy. Back to Butterworth, who kicks down the line, kicks towards half forward. Middleton's the target, but unable to get it.
Langy cut that one off and pushed it straight back out the wing to Gucci, and on he goes with it.
Finds its way to Josh Mann. Good contest. Kicks down the line to the right forward flank. Ball spills over the back. It's a hot footy.
Oh, nice pick up by Talon Eagle. Quickly shoveled it out.
But some great defensive work from Jordan Freeman for the Roos, who intercepts that mark. Certainly one of the standouts from the Roos side this year, Nobby.
Yeah, good.
Saying that, the commentator's curse. Just
turned it over straight to Evans.
It gets a handball back to Fisher in the middle.
Oh, never handballed a ruckman. They got away with it that time.
Kicks it down the line, but Klingbeil for the Roos picked it up. He didn't have any chance to get rid of it, and then it'll be a ball up.
That's in the top 3 rules of football. Never handballed a ruckman, especially if he's standing still.
He got it away quickly.
He did.
Campbell and Fisher do contest again. Gets it over to Evans, who gets a kick away along the ground. Jonty Bates was the target for the Tigers. He was unable to get it. Now it's Klingbeil for the Roos that picks it up. A kick off the ground, but it goes all of about 3 metres. And got Mock in there as well. Out to Gucci, who snaps. Just goes straight up in the air, and definition of a 9-iron there. And it's a hot footy in the Tigers attacking 50. And I think we will have another ball up about 30 metres out from the Loxton goal.
Look, pretty willing contest early, and you'd say Barmera holding their own.
Certainly are. Ball back up in the air. Great clearance there from Butterworth from the Roos. Middleton was the target. He was unable to get it. Fisher with another possession. Gets it over to Gucci, and it's working its way through a few players. Back to Fisher again. Another handball for the ruckman. He'd be leading the stats at the moment. Ball spills out towards the right forward flank. It's a hot footy. Gucci's in there trying to get it forward. Gets it over the top to John Fisher, but he spills it. Whitbourne was in there for the Roos, and now Jesse Will turns and goal, and he hits the target.
Talon Eagle pulls that one down. 20 metres out, Lockie.
Yep. Great presence of mind from Jesse Will not to panic there.
He has started off where he finished last week. He was best on ground for Loxton, the captain last week, and kicked a couple of important goals and led him to the victory over Berry, and here he has started very well.
So Talon Eagle, can he level the score? Oh!
Yes, he can.
It didn't look good off the boot, but it's gone through just. So the Loxton Tigers kick a major on the Bitmax surfacing scoreboard. It's 1 goal apiece, 5.5 minutes done on the Nippies clock.
Yeah, look, the obvious difference between the two sides at the moment, Barmera spreading the ball, trying to go around the Loxton tools, and Loxton going direct at the goal face.
It's an interesting contest at the moment, which is good to see. Look, the battle of the midfields is one to watch.
Fisher will continually get his hand first to the ball, and like you said, opened up well with a couple of nice handballs in pack play. He'll continue to get first hands to it. It's Barmera's challenge to try and negate the takeaways.
Butterworth lining up on John Fisher. Ball back in the centre. Another contest. No one really with the advantage. And there'll be another contest. That was Lockie Bradley, who was wrapped up. Another ball up. Good tap from Campbell for the Roos. Finds its way to Druggermuller. Kicks over to the wing, but it was raked up by Drew Kasolki.
Yeah. Important player for Loxton, Drew.
Loose footy on the forward flank. Talon Eagle tried to pick it up, was taken to ground. I reckon that spilled over the boundary line.
No, I think he's been penalised for holding the ball.
He has too.
Said he had long enough to do something with it before he was tackled to the ground.
He was hunting the boundary. He didn't quite get there. So that's Millington with the footy on half back. Kicks down the line.
Down the wing.
Good mark there from Carpeney. He just holds station for a second.
He's a player who could give them a fair bit of drive today.
Small kick over the top. loose footy again. The Tigers are working hard to try and get this one back on the attack, but the Roos managed to rake it up through Middleton and a couple of quick handballs, but finds its way to Josh Mann on half-back.
He's playing the role that normally Coach Millard plays across half-back as the sweeper.
And now the Tigers go on an aggressive switch and move it across quickly. There he is, the veteran, back into the A-grade side in recent times. Finds its way to Jesse Will, kicks down the line, looks for a target, and he'll get a free.
Look at the wheels on Teely. He's all the way to half forward here, looking for the ball back.
And that's Trig Eagle.
And he will get it back.
Handballs over the top to Teely. Teely now kicks into the attacking 50. Eagle was the target, but it spills over the boundary line.
Veteran Mark Teely may be, but he's just run all the way from the full back line to the deep half-forward flank to get that ball back. He's trying to test Reece Lehman out a bit. He left him go by 30, 40 metres.
So it's 8 minutes done on the Nippies clock. First quarter Riverland football for McDonald's Renmark on 5RM. Ball in. 45 out from the Loxton goal. Fisher out of the ruck. Marks it. Finds its way to Romeo. Romeo, snap on goal.
I reckon he's goaled it. That is definitely the Pruna Store Brownsville Tavern goal of the day. Deep in the right forward pocket, on his right foot, and didn't bother to worry about looking for down in the middle and drilled it straight over the top of the goal umpire's head.
It certainly is the leader for the Pruna Store and Brownsville Tavern goal of the day thus far. I mean, we've only had 9 minutes gone in this first quarter.
It's always tough early in the quarter, particularly when you start looking for the MTESA mark of the day, because it's a pretty willing contest.
Yeah, not too many standout marks at the moment. So it's the Tigers on the Bitmax surfacing scoreboard. 2 straight goals, 12 to the Barmera Monash Roos, 1-2-8. A good contest this afternoon. And
Fisher started very well in the ruck, hasn't he?
Certainly has, and a lot of possessions not in the ruck too.
Yeah.
Ball back in the centre, we're underway again. Fisher and Campbell do battle. Druggermuller gets the clearance, but it gets smothered.
Fisher again.
Campbell dives on it. Fisher, another handball. They don't look pretty, but they're moving. But now it's the Roos that managed to kick into their attacking 50. Lehman is the target. He was unable to mark it.
Nice spoil by Teely.
And some great defensive work from the young Tigers, and they clear it out. Great work, Luke Salmon, who ran that one out. Finds its way to your favourite, Brody Schmicker Hill.
Yeah, he did the old deft turn on the left foot.
Kicks down the line. Talon Eagle was the target on the left forward flank. He was wrapped up, gets a handball away. It's a loose footy again. Mock there for the Roos, tries to mop it up.
Well, I reckon he put that on the ground there.
It's play on is what the umpire says. Now it's back to Druggermuller, and I reckon there's a few spits of rain out there, as we said. It is 4 seasons in one day here at Loxton this afternoon.
Not bad up here behind the glass in the precinct, though, Lucky. I tell you, this is the place to be.
Now it's Tarzo Bantolis for the Roos. It kicks into the attacking 50, and Reece Lehman unable to mark it. Some great defensive work from the Tigers. And there'll be a... And the umpire spotted a free here. Is this going to the Tigers? It's going to the Roos.
I'm not sure what it was for, but the umpire's...
So chopping the arms, maybe?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, with that duel between Mark Tilley and Reece Lehman, if you're Barmera Monash, a small forward, you're wanting to get to their feet, because I don't think either of them will be taking any marks. The ball will be coming to ground.
Kicking from the right side, gives it a roost. It was a fair leg, minor score.
Just faded to the right at the end. The goal umpire looked like it was coming straight at him and just ducked off at the end. But they've started well, Barmera.
Nearly 11 minutes gone, first quarter, Riverland football. It's Loxton Tigers, 2 straight goals, 12 to Barmera Monash, 139 to my calculations.
Oh, look, 2 Loxton players loose in defence. Will takes that, feeds it straight on to Evans at half-back on the 50 line.
Gucci screaming for it, but that would be a very short kick. Evans just holding it up for a sec.
Yeah, they're not going to give it back to him. They're going to keep it.
Kicks backwards to Langy. Langy kicks it on quickly. Will was the target. But this is where the Roos can pounce, that real scrappy footy. This is where the Roos excel, and Will Gucci spills over to ground. Yeah,
nice work from Barmera here. They put the pressure on the Tigers. They're not letting them have an easy exit from defence here.
Good tackle from Jesse Will. Jordan Freeman's a long way from home now in the forward lines for the Roos.
Here he is.
And the calm head of Schmicker Hill gets it to Luke Harder, who's also in the defensive 50.
Oh, nice run by Salmon up the wing. Takes it on the run, and with one kick drives it deep into the forward lines onto the chest of...
Great mark. It's a great mark. Lockie Bradley.
Yeah, that was good football.
He kicks it directly over to Will Gucci. Gucci shot on goal, and misses to the short side.
Gee, that was coast to coast from Tigers once they got free from the Kangaroos' grasp, didn't it?
Yeah, great work from Luke Salmon. And also a great mark from Lockie Bradley. It wouldn't suggest him as a spearhead forward, but it had shades of a bit of Dunstall about it, didn't it, that lead?
It's just quick movement of the football.
Ball finds its way to Butterworth on half-back, who kicks down the line. Ball spills over the back of the contest.
Sulky again, mopping up at half-back, looking for someone on his left foot. Up the wing, straight to Harder.
Harder to hold station for a minute. He's been around a while. He knows when to hold it up. Finds Jonty Bates. Gets it back to Harder with a handball, who kicks down the line into the 50. Eagle was the target. No, that is a great mark from Talon Eagle.
I like it when the Tigers bring Harder up the ground. He's very good high half forward, and we've seen him almost in the back lines there for getting a couple of kicks. No good leaving him full forward, not getting a touch of the ball.
And that mark just before, I know it's early days, and it was a good contested mark for the MTSA mark of the day. Yeah. It's an off-foot hold, but it's...
Early leader, but only just.
He's the first one to play his round at Augusta National.
Pretty much. First one into the clubhouse.
Has his shot on goal on a bit of an angle.
Likes it. He's bent straight
What's the
back
umpire
over.
saying? Oh,
No,
it's a minor score.
Quite confusing. When the umpire bends back and looks over their head, normally you assume it's a goal.
Yes, and the umpire didn't move too much in that one.
Good eye.
So it's the Roos that bring it out through Mock. Freeman was the target on the half-back flank. Kicks over the top. Middleton's there in the middle. But now it's the Tigers through Kasolki.
Geez, had a bit of it early.
Quick kick over the ground, finds Gucci. And now it's Evans, who's got a bit of space, but decides to hold up. And he's just on the attacking 50, on the painted 50. Kick to the right, finds Will. Will just hold station for a second.
Barmera blocking up that defence with 2 extra players, making it hard for Loxton to find any space inside their forward 50, which is the reason Will's had to get his wheels on to get hold of this.
So Will looks like he's going to have a crack at goal there. He'll be kicking from 50 out.
He would have had 6 shots last week.
Decides not to and finds Eagle. He's shortened the distance, but he's made the angle very tight now.
But he is a left footer, but sometimes that doesn't necessarily help you here. This is almost like the Bermuda Triangle of goal kicking at Loxton Oval. We've seen that fantastic goal already. Kicked down that end by...
young Flighty when he was playing in the ones a little bit earlier this year. I did say at the time that was the goal of the year.
Is it still holding, is it?
I think it just is. Eagle now has his shot. No, he wasn't happy off the boot. He knew straight up that was a minor.
So that makes Ross Romeo's so far Baruna Storm Brownsville Tavern goal of the day from a similar position on his right foot even more meritorious.
15 minutes played. First quarter Riverland football for 5RM. It's Butterworth who takes the kick out. Middleton's in the middle and he's going to get paid the mark. It was a good contest.
Look, nice work from Barmera coming straight down the middle of the ground.
Middleton now. Kicks sideways. Lehman's the target. Good spoil from the Tigers, and it's found its way to Jesse Will again, who's racking up the stats. A handball over to Evans, who goes to ground. Teely got it, he was wrapped up. And
yeah, good call by the umpire. He had no opportunity to get rid of that, even though he was standing on his own for half a second.
So a ball up just outside the Roos attacking 50. Middleton takes the ruck work for the Roos. Working hard, the Roos trying to hold it in. Zach Galvin's in there.
So the Tigers moving the ball through Evans on his wing and just about every time forward.
Fisher gets the clearance for the Tigers and gets it over to Jonty Bates, who takes the footy on a run.
Ran his full measure there.
Lockie Bradley's in there, and then you got Gucci as well. Trig Eagle's in there. Trig Eagle, and there'll be another ball up just on the broadcast wing. Broadcast side wing. That's John Fisher taking the ruck work now with Campbell, who's taken the lion's share of that for the Roos this afternoon.
I think he's appreciating going up against someone 6 inches shorter.
Butterworth manages to steal the footy, gets its way to Albrecht. Albrecht over the top to Kemp. Kemp down the line, looks for Bantolis, and a good mark.
Yep.
We'll just hold it for a second.
It's a good duel between him and Salmon.
Bantolis wheels around. Wobbly old kick off the boot.
Drew Kasolki again, he's been very, very prominent early.
It's a kick across goals and it finds its way to Brody Schmicker-Hill, who kicks down the line, but he's found a Barmera Monash replay.
Unusual for him to turn it over. He normally goes at about 90%.
Great work from Zach Galvin. He's found its way to Druggamulla, who's just outside the attacking 50. With the footy, calling for a target.
Nice target, nice mark, and Middleton takes that on a hard lead from halfway to the goal square. And here he is, 30 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Correct. I'll give you full marks for that trigonometry lesson there, Nobby.
This is a good start by Barmera. They're going to make Loxton work for this one today.
So here we go. Can the Roos take the lead? 17 and a half minutes gone in this first quarter. The Roos are showing a bit of fight this afternoon here at Tigerland. As his kick. I think that's a minor score.
Oh, that's going to be a costly miss. See the value of Campbell doing his work in the ruck, of being able to leave Middleton forward.
So the Tigers now with the kick out. And it was Tearley who did the work. Good kick. To contest on the halfback flank. Finds its way to John Fisher. Over the top now. Gucci was in there. He got a fist on it. It's a loose footy again. Not sure what Gucci was doing there, but he managed to work the ball forward.
Yeah, almost handballing to players with someone right next to him. You know.
I think he was half falling over at the time. So we've got 18 and a half minutes gone. First quarter, Riverland football on 5RM.
Whoa, up and over.
A ruck contest, but unfortunately...
That was Bradley over the top of Dudley Campbell, but giving away the free kick. Campbell quickly on with it out to the half-forward flank.
It's found its way to Klingbeil. He holds the footy. Small kick down the line, finds Druggamulla.
See, they're moving the ball quickly, Barmera, which is their best hope.
Druggamulla centres the footy. Whitbourne was the target, but
Kasolki
intercepted by the Tigers.
Gee whiz, he started well.
Kicks sideways. Finds its way to Salmon. Salmon, small kick over the top. Finds Langy. Langy finds John Fisher. Just holds it for a second. Handball to Gucci. Gucci kicked down the line. Tregeagle was there. He was unable to get it. And Nick Uren's now in the foot on the field.
Yeah, interesting game at the moment. Both sides trying to move the ball quickly, but both sides playing around the boundary. We haven't seen too much action up and down the middle.
And the times that it has, it's moved very fast. But it's been rare. So a ball in on the...
Campbell again out of the ruck.
Tigers half forward. Hill kick over the top. He was getting it on quickly and it's spilled over the boundary and there'll be a ball in.
Yeah, interesting to note here that Lachlan Evans, he's hanging back a little bit in the middle. Don't be surprised if he gets it next, although I do notice that Jack Albrick not letting him get too far off the chain.
20 minutes played in this first quarter, an hour into overtime. It's a good contest so far. The Tigers try to get it in their attacking 50. And now it's a small kick into the attacking 50 for the Tigers. The Roos are trying to shark it to the boundary and they are successful.
Freeman again putting the brakes on that Loxton attack. The ball now coming in out of bounds from, you'd say, halfway between the forward pocket and the half-forward flank on the swimming pool side.
We'll call that the pool pocket, I reckon, this afternoon. The Loxton pool pocket. There's a ball in. The ball goes over the back. I don't know how that one happened.
Here we go.
Found its way to Kemp. It's got us to Carpeney. And the Roos go on the attack very quickly. Bantola spilled the mark.
Nearly eagled him that, straight through his hands.
And now the Tigers with a wild kick going forward.
So that ball's a little slippery.
And now it's found its way back into the attacking 50, but quickly spilt back out like a volleyball. And the calmness of Butterworth manages to get it over to his old midfielder mate and Druggamulla. He kicks down the line and finds Middleton.
Yeah, the rain's making that ball slippery, I think.
She's a slippery Sharon this afternoon now. And the Roos managed to get into their attacking 50, but there's 5 Tigers to 2 Roos. And Josh Mann calmly kicks it over to Evans.
And here's Evans, knocking up, getting kicks on this side. They're going to need to lock him down a little.
Kick back in board to Fisher, who just holds station for a second. They'll be keen to see this quarter finish. The Tigers lead by 5 points as we stand.
Yeah, nice mark, Talon Eagle. Be right in front of us here on the halfback flank precinct side.
Eagle kicks down the line. Jordan Freeman got a hand to it in the marking contest, but it's spilled out. And now Dudley Campbell and Butterworth try to clear it out. Dudley Campbell, plenty of time. No one wanted to tackle him. Finds its way to Albrecht. Oh, Brett, a wobbly old kick off the boot.
I'm thinking no one was going to get their hands on that.
Finds its way to Middleton, who kicks into the attacking 50. Reece Lehman gets wrapped up for the Roos, and there'll be a ball up 20 metres out from the Barmera Monash goal.
Nice one take from Lehman there, but no one to give it to.
So a ball up, not much time left in this first quarter. Bantolis trying to mop it up. Got a wild handball away. Druggermuller, a diving slips catch, but doesn't get the footy.
Yeah, John Fisher, quite reliable back there in these last couple of minutes.
And now the Tigers clear it out from half back again. We've seen a bit of this so far. Very calm in defence.
Yeah, it's not the sort of game where I think both sides are going to have to look at their game plan at quarter time, because this short game of moving the ball around is not great with a slippery ball.
2-3-15 Loxton lead the Roos, 1-4-10. 22, or nearly 23 minutes gone in this first quarter. Just had a ball in on the new scoreboard side, which the Bitmax surfacing scoreboards had a bit of high-tech action here today.
Yeah, a minute to go in the first quarter, and you'd say you've had a 5-point margin, honours even, I think, almost.
Now it's Butterworth out of the ball in, who got his hands on it straight away. Handball now back to Campbell, but now it's found its way to Brodie Hill out of the contest, who gets a kick into the centre square.
It's opened the ground up a bit for Barmera here, but I think they're going to run out of time.
Millington overran it. Evans took the footy to ground and ran over the top of it, and that'll be a ball up just outside the centre circle.
Yeah, right in the middle, and a game where the balls move very quickly.
So ball back in the setup. Bradley does the ruck work for the Tigers. He's got a fair jump on him, young Lockie Bradley, doesn't he?
He has. That much of a jump that he actually conceded a free kick because he jumped too far over his opponent.
And that's the second one I think he's done today.
Yeah.
So the Roos now kick the footy. They're attacking 50. Middleton was the target who nearly got his hands on the mark, but the Tigers once again clear it out through Gucci, who went to ground.
That'll be the end of the quarter, Lockie. That'll be the last possession we see this quarter. So Loxton have been able to hold Barmera off for this last minute or two.
Kick down the line from Gucci, and there it is. The siren sounds. It is quarter time here at Tigerland. It's the Loxton Tigers 2-3-15, leading the Barmera Monash Roos 1-4-10. More Riverland football action after this right here at 5. Sounds like a wild old afternoon at Wonka.
Sure does. I'm glad we are where we are. Hey, Loxton quickly back out into their positions, but Corey Gilgan holding the Roos in tight and giving him a little bit of a G-up, I thought.
Yeah, I reckon there's a bit of belief in the Roos today. Look, early signs, some good contest. At the moment, it's the Tigers 2-3-15 leading the Roos 1-2-8. Ball back in the centre, and we are nearly back underway. Just quickly, I think some highlights. Jesse Will playing well for the Tigers.
Yeah, and Drew Kasolki playing also well, and I thought Lachlan Evans on his wing was dominant. Oh, nice hit out by Fisher.
Ball back in the centre, and Luke Harder in the middle for the Tigers now, but finds its way straight to the 23 of Jed Millington on half back.
Fisher with the old over the back tap out.
Goes sideways, and
you'd
finds a teammate.
You'd say Butterworth best for Barmera at this stage. Good opening quarter.
Absolutely, finds Mock.
And this bloke's not far behind him, Benjamin Drugamala.
Ben Drugamala with the footy in the centre square now. Goes grandstand side. Klingbeil was the target, but Eagle from the Tigers got in there, and so did Drew Kasolki. Handballs backwards to Smith. Smith over the top to Hill, and they're going to pay the mark.
Schmicker with the long sleeves on and the long beard.
I was going to say the long sleeve count is quite high today.
Barmera got him covered, I think.
There's a few for the Tigers as well, though, it must be said. Kick down the line from Hill.
Straight to Mock.
Who goes backwards and finds Butterworth, who's got a bit of space, and the Roos go on the switch and find Campbell, who kicks down the line, and that's young Albred over there, I reckon, with a 13. Yep. It is too. Kick over the top, and intercepted from the Tigers. And to their half forward, but the Roos now working hard. The umpire's seen something, and the Roos are going to get a free kick on half back.
I think it was an awkward tackle, might have got him a little high.
That's
Saxton Mitchell in the long sleeves as well today.
Mitchell with the footy. Now it's found its way back to Albrecht, who's getting a few possessions on the wing, the young fella.
He travels wider than most, doesn't he?
He
covers a fair bit of ground.
Did the old school drop the footy on the ground for the bounce trick. Haven't seen that for a few years. And there'll be a ball up.
Ball being held up there on centre wing because Barmera just mucked around with it a little bit instead of moving it on quickly. I don't think you can keep doing that in slippery conditions.
So ball up on the hockey ground wing. Fisher, another win in the contest, gets his way to Harder. He puts the fend off out and gets the footy up in a 9-iron. Freeman there for the Roos, manages to kick it back down the line. Jamison Whitbourne's in there. Albrecht again. Gets it over the top to Butterworth, who kicks down the line again. And that
going straight to Joe Ricketts out there on the wing.
Ricketts, now the footy's made its way into the attacking 50 of the Roos. And the umpire's seen something. What's going to happen here? A bit ball up.
Players going past Reece Lehman. Couldn't quite get that ball free to the running player going past him.
Ball up, 30 out from the Roos goal, but it's the Tigers that managed to clear it out. And it's got its way over to Brody Hill, who looked like he was going to go for the switch, but then decided not to.
I reckon he can run faster backwards than he can forwards.
And that was a push in the back, and I reckon even I could see that one.
You're not going to get away with that one, Brandon Tregeagle, not when the umpire's in that good a position.
And there was no arguing from anyone there, I think. I think everyone knew it. And it finds its way back to Butterworth for the Roos, who kicks sideways and finds Carter. Carter now brings it back inboard and finds Freeman just outside the attacking 50 arc.
All bar two players in behind centre at Barmera end.
And Freeman picks out Luke Harder for the Tigers. Now the footy's back with the Loxton Tigers. They're going to have to work hard to attack this one because they've got no players going forward.
They need to come down this flank. Oh, no.
Gucci decides to go back inboard and finds Luke Harder.
He sticks up one claw and brings down a difficult ball, making that kick look a lot better than it was.
Just holds the footy for a second, but he's been told to play on. And
gets the 9-iron out and sends it up to the wing.
I would even say that might have been a pitching wedge.
Schmicker out the back, easy one. Good defence by Barmera.
They're working hard, and they're going to get it out to Mock. Mock kicks back down the line. Carter was there. He was unable to get it. Takes it to boundary, and that's a win for the Roos there.
Yeah, but you can see the ball. Once the ball touches the ground, the next kick up, it's hard to mark. If you can keep it up for a couple, the ball becomes a whole lot easier to handle.
So we've got a ball up straight in front of us here, the grandstand side here at Loxton this afternoon. 5-run football from McDonald's. Renmark. Fisher does the work again and finds its way to the other Fisher and John. No relation.
This is going to be a grind until this game breaks open.
And this is the conditions that the Roos excel in. Just quietly, that scrappy stuff in and under. They're very good at it. Oh, it's Fisher and...
Drugamuller again, off the wing. Oh, a reverse torpedo.
Oh, great mark there from young Lange on half-back. It doesn't matter which side it is. No one can seem to get it past the other team's half-back.
Yeah, clever work by man there, chest marking it, but then went for a bounce. No.
Down the line, Mock's there. He's battling hard. Freeman's in there again too.
I think that's the play though. The 40 or 50 metre kick to the next line is the play in these conditions.
Hey, young Freeman's only been in the A grade for maybe this season and a bit of last, but he looks like he's been playing for 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, he's very settled, isn't he? Hang on, that ball's gone out from a kick.
Oh, okay.
So it becomes Loxton. John Fisher brings it back in off half forward.
We saw Nick Uren went for the mark, but it was spoiled, and it's found its way out of bounds right next to the Loxton Homing Pigeon Club rooms.
After seeing the Tigers last week and seeing him again today, there's a couple of players in different positions. We have Jonty Bates forward. He spent most of his time last week in defence, and so did Nick Uren, who's now finds himself up forward, who did kick 2 goals though last week later in the game.
So the Roos playing the defensive zone set up. Just a couple of players sort of sitting a little bit loose. It's found its way back out of bounds again.
Yeah, that's off Butterworth's boot, I reckon. That's that's going to be a kick to Loxton.
And Jesse Will took it, but the umpire's saying, I don't think you're in the right spot. No. Well, umpires are just having a bit of a chat here.
Yep. Hasn't called time back on yet, so Jessie can't get on with it. Now she has.
So now Jesse Will can have his kick again. He'll probably be thankful for that because that first one was a bit of a shocker.
Yep. Drives it to the top of the square. Up Eagle goes. Couldn't quite bring down that MTESA mark of the day. And the ball is going for a bounce up.
So at the moment it's nearly 7 minutes gone in this first quarter. It's the Tigers 15 to the Roos 8.
No change since quarter time.
Bit of a
harder.
Out of the contest. A big raking handball over the top. Gets its way to Evans, who goes on the attack. Kicks at goal and finds its way to Mock, and it spills over for a minor score.
Gee whiz, that would have been a contender for the Prune Storm Brownsville Tavern goal day. He stepped through about 4 players, but unfortunately scrubbed it off his boot.
Just had no height to that kick.
Oh, it was almost like he's struggling to kick over a jam tin, as they say.
The rain has stopped here at Tigerland this afternoon, but those clouds do look a little bit ominous, and as we heard from Trevor, there is a bit of rain out at Wonka this afternoon, so we could see that here soon.
Evans again going well.
Roos and Tigers both trying to grind this one out, and it'll be a ball up in front of the original scoreboard here at Loxton this afternoon. 3 scoreboards at Loxton today, Nobby, just to...
You can never get enough, can you?
It's like the scoreboard museum. We've got the original, the other one, and now the brand new one here, the Bitmax surfacing scoreboard this afternoon.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. Which is Bitmac for you, though, isn't it? Because they... bitumen professionals, and they work hardest. We've got 3 scoreboards working hard here today.
A certain do, and the ball finds its way into the centre with Brody Hill, who kicks into the attacking 50, nice and a great mark. I reckon that was Nick Uren that grabbed that.
That was a really good lead too. He came late at the ball and hit it first on, and it was a beautiful delivery by Brody Hill.
And certainly a
gee, this will test him. I know it's probably only, he's going to kick from about 45 out, but his age starts with a 4.
It does, but I don't think this is going to matter. I'm going to back him to kick this. He ran with his kick, gives everything he's got, and commentators curse out on the full. At the distance.
Striving for that extra distance, and the accuracy suffered, Lockie. That's what happened there.
But good to see him back in the A grade.
Oh, yeah, great player.
A good couple of contested possessions early. And if the coaching staff at Loxton were to use players of his calibre wisely, they could be very dangerous come finals.
Yeah, which they are. Here's Butterworth again, but he's having to go a long way to get his kicks, and this time deep in the back lines on the half-back flank.
Decides to go for the switch. He's got a target there. Young Carter, good mark, under pressure. They're telling him to kick it on quickly, and a good kick out wide.
Dudley Campbell?
A little bit too short there for Campbell. He was unable to pick it up. But now there's Freeman's back in there, and he manages to clear it out again, gets its way to Millington. Millington Dodges a few players, back to Carter. Carter over the top to Freeman.
Dangerous.
Freeman working hard. His Guernsey was grabbed and he's going to get the free.
Look, I think Dudley Campbell's enjoying these conditions because he's giving away a lot of height, but he's much, much smoother on the ground than Fisher.
So Freeman with the kick in the back pocket for the Roos. Kicks it up the ground. That was a push out there. And is the umpire going to call that? No. What's going on here? Okay, ball back in the centre and it's found its way to Jesse Will.
I think things are going to get a bit keen here as the umpire measures off 25 for that late arrival of Saxton Mitchell.
A few players getting to know each other in the middle there, although there's already been a quarter played.
Yeah. And this is Jesse Will. He's going to get a shot 25 metres closer than where he marked it.
Jesse Will back up for his kick.
So he's dead set in front, 20 metres out.
This is crucial. 2-4-16, the Tigers, they lead currently, but this could extend it even more.
Yep.
Looks right off the boot.
3-4, 22 to Barmera Monash, 1-2-8 on the Bitmax servicing scoreboard, and Trev might have an update for us.
Yeah, let's go back to the studio. Trev, what do you got? Whoa.
Ooh.
Thanks for that, Trevor. Some good updates this afternoon in the Sideline View studio. It is football thanks to McDonald's Renmark here at 5RM. 11 and a bit minutes gone in this second quarter. Ball
Fisher,
back in the centre.
2 bites at it. Fisher moves it forward, but Barmera in the way. Here comes Campbell.
Campbell wants a bit of that as well.
Tried to do a little bit too much.
Quick handball off the ground to get things underway. Finds its way to Luke Harder, who gets it on quickly, and it finds the 22 of Talon Eagle, who kicks into the attacking 50. You've got Romeo at the back, who's got a bit of space. He's trying to do the shepherd. Now he gets the footy up. Handball's back on board. Gets his way to John Fisher. Jonty Bates now running in goal. And that is the Peruna. Oh, it's a contender. Another goal.
That reminds me a little bit of Johnny Bates in his junior days, where he was quite attacking player and very dangerous around the goals.
Yeah, Roos there just got a bit outsharked in their defence there. There was a few too many Tigers and Roos, and Jonty Bates was able to wheel around a couple. And
on this new Bitmax servicing scoreboard we have here at Loxton, that video comes up in between for the goals. It's almost like you're watching the replay till you realise it's just a video that's been put in there.
It is a fancy animation, which I like. It's the Tigers 4-4-28 to the Roos 1-2-8. 12 and a half minutes gone second quarter. Ball back in the centre, Nobby.
Yep. Tigers starting to get on top. Up goes Bradley this time.
Ben Drugamullah got it, but he was wrapped up, and that'll be another ball up. And now it's Middleton who takes the contest. Klingbeil got his hands on it. Got Romeo in there as well. Kemp for now for the Roos. Clears it out. Gets its way to Jordan Freeman. He gets a handball away. Back to Klingbeil. Over to Albrecht. A handball from Albrecht and Mock. The Roos are working good down the line here.
They're going to need that run from behind the ball.
It's got its way to Drugamullah, who does the fend off. A kick around the corner. Gets its way to Cody Britton, who kicks inboard, but he finds Wilgucci for the Tigers. And now the Tigers go on the attack through Jesse Will.
They're out here.
Handball over the top to Jonty Bates. Bates into the 50. Unable to mark it was Tregeagle. But now the Roos through Mitchell. And Pitchell managed to clear it out of the defensive 50, but it finds its way to Gucci, who's just out, who drives it straight back into the attacking 50. And it finds Talon Eagle.
Look, that was beautiful work by Eagle. He protected the space where the ball was going, moved his player away from the ball, went himself to leave that ball fall into vacant space that only he could reach.
So
nice mark.
A kick from the grandstand side, 45-degree angle, we'll say. Kicking from 35 metres out, I would like to suggest.
There's a bit of breeze there, and it is going from left to right here, so he'll have to aim at the left-hand goalpost as he sees them.
Coming in.
And he does, and it goes straight through the middle.
And the Tigers extend the lead. It's 5 goals, 4-34 to the Roos, 1-2-8. 14 and a half minutes gone.
Second goal
quarter.
for Eagle, one in the first and one again. That was really good play from a young player who plays like he's 10 years older.
Not the tallest player, Talon Eagle, but knows how to use his body and
great hands.
Gets into the right spots, as they like to say.
Yeah, he does, and he protected the ball very well there. He's sort of got that ability to almost see what's going to happen next. You know, to work, not go to the ball straight away, just make room for the ball.
Barmera defenders have been working pretty hard today, but they got a lot of players to try and shut down.
This is an interesting matchup in ruck with Middleton v Bradley because both of these lads can jump.
Middleton, no one really got the advantage. Jesse Will picked it up, but he was taking the ground. That'll be another ball up.
Yeah, it's Loxton starting to get on top here.
15 minutes played, second quarter. McDonald's Renmark, 5-room footy. Kemp tries to get the clearance. Going through a few players. Young Carter's in there. He's getting into the game a bit this afternoon.
Could hear on the crowd mic shouts of ball from Loxton players. I'm not sure if any umpires ever paid one on someone's acknowledgement.
Middleton gets the bit of a clearance, but the Tigers managed to mop it up, and they get done holding the ball.
Oh, he had plenty of chance. He looked one way and then didn't take that option and got pinged.
Kemp, quick handball to Butterworth. Finds its way to Whitbourne. Quick kick over the top. Zach Galvin, I reckon, is the man with it. He is.
This is their best opportunity to come from behind the ball and provide that extra play.
Centres the footy. Middleton's there. Brings the ball forward. This is where the Roos need to lock it in and score. And they're locking it in. There'll be another ball up.
Yeah, they've got to get to the feet of their big fellas because you know they're not necessarily going to mark it. They're going to bring it to ground.
A couple of rotations going on.
Yeah, Carpeney back on for Barmera Monash.
Kisalki on for the Roos as well. Pitchell comes off for a breather.
Nick Uren, after a quick spell, makes his way back out into the centre of the ground.
And Talon Eagle just coming off for the Tigers for a quick rest as well. So getting the rotations going this afternoon, both sides.
Well, Talon would have had to come off because he kicked a goal. What's with that?
It's been the norm in the AFL for about 12 years now.
You kick one, I'm leaving it out there so they can kick another one. At least you know they can kick them.
So the ball's still in the Roos attacking 50. We've had about 3 ball ups tonight. Dudley Campbell through them all. Has a wild snap on goal.
Gee whiz, that would have been a contender for the Paruna Storm Brownsville Tavern goal. He literally steamrolled through that pack and created an opportunity, but unfortunately put it a little bit left.
A minor score. So it's the Tigers 5-4-34 to the Roos 1-3-9.
Luke Harder to take the kick in at the opposite end of the ground. We'd normally expect to see him.
Jesse Will's screaming for it. The Roos are going for the zone defence. Finds its way to Brodie Hill. Handball back to Harder.
Oh, lovely kick.
Kicks down the line to Jonty Bates, and a wild push there from Klingbeil, and that'll be a free.
Gee whiz, he's becoming influential, Jonty, isn't he? Back to Harder for his third touch, and the ball hasn't gone fast centre. His third kick.
Kick down the line. Good mark from Michael Mock for the Roos, and that'll be a penalty.
Yeah, silly play by Romeo. Didn't need to do that. And there wasn't much in it, but there was enough.
And Mock quickly gets the ball on. Looks for a target. He finds Druggamulla just in front of the Loxton Sporting Club. Kick down the line quickly. Whitbourne was there, but intercepted by Luke Harder.
He's about to have his 4th kick in the last minute and a half.
A hard man to match up on, Luke Harder. I don't know how the Roos get around that one this afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you why else he's hard. Can you shepherd the mark like that?
I'm not sure. Middleton now in the contest. Ball spills to ground. Mock's in there. Gooch is in there. Klingbeil's in there. They're all in there trying to get the ball out.
I'm sure you can shepherd once the umpire's called play on, but I don't think he'd call played on at that stage.
So a ball up just on the Roos forward flank. Middleton manages to get a bit of a tap advantage, but it was mopped up by Brodie Hill from the Tigers, who kicks into the centre of the ground. The Roos here are going to work this one, though, and managed to get Blake Kisalki, gets his hands on it.
And gets Dudley Campbell, who's he's an influential player for the Roos today.
Kick back inboard, doesn't find anyone. Now the Tigers manage to clear it off their half-back. And now Eagles got a bit of a paddock in the centre of the ground.
Snuck on from the interchange. No one
into the attacking 50. To Bradley in there. What can he do? Doesn't go anywhere.
I think that's out off the boot. I don't think anyone got their hands on that one. Free kick to Barmera in the back pocket.
Yep.
To Mock.
Mitchell to
half
Mock.
Back.
Mock just holds it up for a second. 19 minutes gone in this second quarter. Goes back inboard to Millington, who kicks straight across and finds Freeman. He kicks down the line. We're now on the scoreboard side.
The 3 scoreboard side.
Or the Loxton Scoreboard Museum, I'm calling it this afternoon. Maybe we could take those to the Loxton Historical Village, and that could be where they go. There's an idea for the Loxton Footy Club this afternoon. They would love that, the Historical Village. Great tourist attraction too if you want to go and check something out tomorrow, by the way. Ball now doesn't go too far, and we'll get another ball up.
Notice I'm not weighing in on that, Lockie.
Well, the reason I'm talking about scoreboard museums is because the ball didn't go that far, and we've got another ball up. Getting a lot of ball ups this afternoon here at Loxton.
Oh, a nice palm out by Middleton, straight to the Barmera player who moves it on to Drugemeyer again. He's getting a bit of it.
Yeah, now the Tigers managed to get possession of the footy, and a tackle, a good tackle there for the Roos.
Yep, and Bradley, who was ruckman and play at the moment, receiving that handball. Once again, don't handball to the ruckman.
So another ball up. Middleton's now in the ruck for the Roos. Great.
Actually, it wasn't. It was actually Brodie Rowlands who's in the ruck.
So another ball up. Another contest. Ball's on the ground, a hot footy. No one's able to get a clear hand on it. They're trying to clear it out. Rollins was on the ground there, got a wild handball out to the side. Now Gooch is in there.
The young fella's only in his second game, made his debut last week at headquarters. So good to see Loxton bringing some young fellas up.
It's long sleeve Guernsey of Gooch is getting a fair workout this afternoon. I think it's giving the other teams more chance to tackle.
You think?
I think they're grabbing the sleeves. Don't know if he'll be keeping that at half time.
Barmera drive that one to centre half forward.
Yep, it's a hot footy. Campbell's in there again.
Gee whiz, he is showing a little bit on the ground as well as in the air.
A kick over the top now from Pitchell. Carpenter flew for it. He was unable to get his hands on it.
Yeah, one hand means the only way you're going to mark that is if you take the MTESA mark of the day with that one hand.
Now the Tigers drive it wider across half back, heading towards the hockey ground.
Would you say the game's in a bit of a melee at the moment?
Well, not so much in a, I guess, fighting sense, but more in a, would you say a rolling scrum?
Yes.
Ball now in the Roos attacking 50, but the Tigers clear it out. And Mitchell got his way on the wing. He got his hands on it. A good mark there. Well, not paid.
Eagle extracts the ball.
Oh, Mitchell, good tackle, and that is holding the ball.
Yeah, he tried to sell some candy, but no buyers. They were after him.
Play on advantage, the umpire says. Well done, Butterworth. He got it to Middleton. Kicks into the attacking 50 for the Roos.
Kasolki relieving pressure out to Hill on half-back.
It's that name again.
Takes a safe mark at half-back and looks for the...
Oh, he's got the barrel straight across the ground. Dudley Campbell gets his hands on it. That was a...
There's something for the crowd, a torp. A cross.
On the fringe of half-time. I'm not sure if Brodie thought the siren was about to sound, but it wasn't. The ball's now found its way to Gooch in the centre square. He decides to kick it sideways. A wild odd mark there from Jesse Will. Maybe that was the MTSA mark of the day.
Well, it's certainly 3 juggles.
Finds its way to John Fisher, who handballs back to Will Gooch, who kicks into the attacking 50. Harders there.
He's 2-on-1.
Unable to mark it. Ball goes to the boundary side. And it's not quite out of bounds on the homing pigeon pocket.
In defence of Brodie Hill, he was trying to cross the ball and open the game up. And the only way he could get it to the player he was trying to cross it to was kick it as far as he could. And for that purpose, the torp was it.
Another ball in. Roos now trying to clear it out of their defensive 50. And they've managed to get it about 25 metres from the contest. But
the only problem for that torp is it stayed up a long time.
Well,
it had a lot of air time.
It gave me an idea for next year. The barrel of the day. We might have to get that one approved by the bosses, but I think it could be a thing. The Tigers now, a wild kick on goal from Jonty Bates out of the contest, and I reckon he's got it.
Now, I'll tell you what, Ross Romeo's still got him covered, but that's on the podium for the Peruna Store and Brownsville Tavern goal of the day. It was a check side off his right boot while he was sort of running towards the goals.
The Tigers extend the lead on the cusp of half-time here this afternoon with... I think it's spitting again out there this afternoon now.
Second goal of the quarter to Johnny Bates, and he's having a real presence up forward. And let's face it, it's his kind of day with these conditions.
Yeah, 6-4-40, the Tigers plays the Roos 1-3-9, 24 minutes gone, second quarter, 5 football from
Message out to Schmicker, no more torpers.
Or it might have been good talk, mate.
The Roos now through this contest managed to get in there, attacking 50 through Butterworth. Can the Roos get a goal just before half-time? They need it if they're going to be a chance after.
Here he is, standing under a hot one.
Brody Hill again on half-back with the footy.
Didn't worry him. He stood under it. Took an easy mark.
A drop punt down the line. And there it is, half-time here at Tigerland. It's the Loxton Tigers, 6-4-40, leading the Barmera Monash Roos 1-3-9. An interesting contest so far. Still the second half to come here at 5 Round Football. From McDonald's at Renmark, more after this. Back into it for the second half here at Loxton this afternoon. It is the Loxton Tigers that have a lead at half-time, and it is the Loxton Tigers 6-4-40 to the Barmera Monash Roos at 1-3-9. Play underway now in this third quarter. Nobby, an interesting game so far. A bit of a contest, you'd say.
Yeah, Barmera have come out all guns blazing, but it'll be depend on how long they can maintain this pressure, like they did in the first quarter, but couldn't manage it in the last quarter.
Ball wakes its way to Butterworth on the wing. He kicks it into the forward 50, and a great mark straight up from Middleton.
Yeah, strong mark from Middleton. He'll kick this from 45 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. How about that?
That looks good to me.
Yeah, look, Barmera were in the game all the way in the first quarter and early into the second quarter until Loxton put their foot down, kicking 4 goals to nothing in that second quarter to take a 5-goal lead.
Middleton now about to have his shot on goal. What's it got?
Oh, nice kick. Nice off the boot.
And puts it through.
Yep, that's gone all of 50 metres over the goal umpire's head.
And the Roos take first blood in this second half. It is 2-3-15 Barmera Monash to Loxton 6-4-40. Just quickly, some better players in the first couple of quarters, Nobby?
Well, for Loxton, I thought, it's in no particular order, Lachlan Evans, Drew Kasolki, great off halfback, Johnny Bates with 2 goals in that second quarter, Talon Eagle 2 goals overall, and Brody Hill off his half-back line. For Barmera Monash, Ben Drugamuller, Jordan Freeman's been solid, Sam Butterworth's led the way, and Dudley Campbell's probably the best big man on the ground.
Ball back in the centre. It's Campbell and Fisher that do the contest. Fisher gets a tap and then picks it up off the ground himself, trying to get a handball out. This should be holding the ball.
Yeah, only problem is he had his back to the umpire who could not see what was going on the other side, and unless you can see him, you can't call him.
They're quite hot on ruckman trying to pick up the footy. Fisher now out of the ruck, takes it and kicks it himself.
He rucked it, roved it and kicked it forward to the Loxton half-forward line where it's a bit of a scramble.
It's a hot footy, and then the Roos off half-back managed to get a kick away. Tries to find a target.
Yeah, not much of delivery to Ricketts. He gets it back though. Oh, he's in trouble.
Kicks it on his right. I reckon that was his non-preferred. Bantolis was the target. I reckon he's going to get
this is a very interesting decision because he was pushed in the back as he kicked it, but I reckon it's actually disadvantaged the Barmera Monash Roos.
They had a bit of momentum going into their 50.
And they were 40 metres closer to goal.
Ricketts now with the footy. Kicks into the attacking 50. Middleton's a target and not paid. He was nearly had it.
Dragging that in.
They're working hard. Kemp over the top. Snap on goal. Is it got the journey? It has.
I tell you what, that might be the new clubhouse leader in the Peruna Store Brownsville Tavern goal of the day from Kemp because he had to go and win that ball and then snap it over his shoulder from 40 metres out.
And the Roos are here to play in this third quarter here at Tigerland this afternoon.
Gee, whatever was in the Kool-Aid at half-time certainly kicked in.
It's Loxton 6-4-40, still leading the Roos 3-3-21. The Roos with the 2 goals this quarter.
Here I was at half-time thinking how far the Tigers, and of course that theory's out the window now.
It is 3.5 minutes gone in this third quarter. Just a quick one, we have got an update from Renmark. It's the Rovers that are leading quite well, 9-6-60 to the Berry Demons, 1-9-15 at half-time. Ball back in the centre, back underway. No one able to get the advantage. The Tigers work it through a few handballs and it finds its way to Hill, who gets a kick our way. John Fisher was the target.
Yeah, it was a good attempt. It was a good. He was the only one that could mark that, and the Barmera defender had to reach over the shoulder to spoil him.
John Fisher now with the footy, kicks into the attacking 50. Oh, great mark from Eagle.
Here he is. We're seeing a bit of a battle of key forwards because Middleton, the difference this end, and created those opportunities for Barmera Monash, and Eagle, who I think he's been pretty steady for the whole game. He's given them a way forward for the whole game.
A very unassuming forward, you'd suggest, but very handy. He's kicking all but straight in front, 35, 40 metres out.
I think the distance might test him.
Has a kick.
It doesn't.
Looks all right off the boot.
Distance was never a problem. He drilled that straight through the middle at the swimming pool end.
That's a major.
That's his third goal, 1 in each quarter. That's all you can ask from a forward.
Yep, 7-4-46, the Tigers now. So a good start from the the Tigers respond.
You know, the pleasure of Talon Eagle is his conversion. I think he's had 4 shots at goal. kick 3-goal-1.
That's the Roos 3-3-21.
Yeah, and one of those shots was deep in the Bermuda Triangle, the forward pocket there.
It's 5.5 minutes gone, third quarter. Here at Loxton this afternoon. This is all thanks to McDonald's Renmark 5RM footy. It's Fisher and Campbell in the ruck again this afternoon. And the Tigers get a free. Nick
Uran being held by one hand before he got hold of the football.
Gets a kick away quickly, looks for Eagle. Good spoil there from Mitchell from the Roos. He's working hard to get this ball forward, young Mitchell. And he's been called up for something here. There'll be a free to the Roos. Gets a handball away quickly, gets it to Butterworth, who bounces and nearly spills it. Manages to pick it up, kicks into the attacking 50.
Lovely
great grab from Middleton.
Kick to Middleton on lead, on a strong lead.
He's taken the ball wider. It's all bar the boundary line where he is at the moment on the 50-metre arc. Scoreboard side.
Down in the pigeon shed end, we'd call it. Would we in the forward pocket there?
That's what we're going to call it. The skate park corner. Middleton. Looks like he's going to back himself
no,
here.
He's not. No, he's not. He's waiting for it to open up, and Butterworth drifts off his man and picks the ball up on a much better angle, probably 45 degrees and maybe 5 metres closer to goal.
Yeah, Middleton been around a while. He knew the looked like you're going to kick the goal, but then just kick it off sideways real quick. So, what can he do here? Can Sam Butterworth slot this one?
Gee whiz, he's given that a fair poke too.
It's
Middleton.
No one able to mark it. Ball spills into the square on the ground. It's a hot footy. They tried to. I thought someone was going to have a wild soccer then.
You'd say stacks on the mill inside the 9-metre square.
So a ball up right on the Roos goal. What can they do? Goes nowhere.
Dudley
hard.
Mitchell.
Campbell out of the...
Campbell, sorry.
They're all in there trying to get this hot footy. That's off the ground. I reckon that's a goal.
Barmera claiming it. The umpire's whistled it up, but he can't go to the camera because we don't have that technology available to us.
Umpire's conferring here.
I'm thinking it's a goal.
You've got...
no, touched.
Cale Smith was trying to get the footy away pretty quickly.
It was touched off hands in the end.
Ball has to come back.
I think the ball did go through the big white ones, but it was touched on the way through.
A few Loxton players had their opinion on that one, which was, as one would expect. Mark.
Oh, gee whiz, Eagle crashed that pack and created opportunity for the Tigers.
He's a long way from home, and there's no player at all in the Loxton attacking 50. Jesse Will's working hard to get down there now because he knows the footy's probably going to come in there pretty soon. Ball makes its way through the centre. John Fisher's there. He was unable to mark it. Stacks on. Ball spills out.
Fisher back in after that. He's opened this quarter very, very vigorously, Lockie.
John Fisher.
Yes.
To be confused with Craig Fisher, the ruckman. They're both pretty tall. Now, it's Mann who kicks it into the attacking 50 for the Tigers. Umpire's called something, and the Tigers are going to get a free.
I'll tell you what, Mann hasn't had a lot of it, but everything he's touched has been pretty good.
Highly efficient.
Yeah.
So we've got Lockie Bradley now with the footy. It'll be a free. Kicking from 45 out.
The windsock virtually not moving, and if it is at all, it's going across the ground, not favouring either end.
Kicking to the Loxton pool end.
Gee whiz, he's given that a fair roost.
Gives it a roost, and that's made it.
He's kicked that all of 50 metres plus.
I know it was a set shot, but that almost is a contender for the Peruna Storm Brownswell Tavern goal of the day. The set shot variety.
Yeah, I've got 2 on the podium so far with...
I know we don't have a set shot goal of the day, but maybe we should next year.
I'm thinking Kemp's goal earlier this quarter is probably just shadowing the rest.
So the ball back in the centre, it's the Tigers, 8-4-52 to the Roos, 3-4-22.
Yeah, they've answered both those early goals. Oh, a lovely hit out from Fisher over his head, straight onto Harder's hands.
Gets a kick away while he was tackled, and now the Tigers, through Bates, kick it long into the attacking 50, and that's gone through.
You can't give Johnny Bates that much room and space to go through on his own, and that's his third goal. 2 in the second quarter and 1 in this end. You'd say after a spirited opening by the Barmera Monash Roos getting the first 2 goals of this quarter, Loxton have answered with 3 of their own. It's
not quite party time for the Tigers, but it's getting close. 9-4-58, the Tigers to the Roos, 3-4-22. The thing we like about Barmera, though, in every game we've seen them, even the ones that they've lost, they still put in a good contest, which is, I think, what we're going to see this
10
afternoon.
minutes into this third quarter on the Nippies, the very own farm-grown, family-made clock, Lockie, and look, Harder steamrolls through the middle, drives it forward.
Jonty Bates was underneath it. Klingbeil got his hands in it for a spoil. Then it's John Fisher off the ground, but it's Sam Butterworth for the Roos that picks it up, who turns and kicks it down the wing.
Oh, nice mark there.
Whitbourne with the
and
footy.
He was 1 on 3 there. He had to take that.
Finds its way to Drugamuller, and this is when the Roos look dangerous, when they move the ball fast. Back to Campbell in the middle, who runs it through, goes around a couple of players. Middleton's the target, but it goes over the top. And Mark Tearley's trying to paddle this one through for a rush behind, and I reckon he'll get there.
Yeah, Middleton went just a little bit too early. Campbell didn't quite have a handle on it, and as a result, when he did get it on the boot, it went over his head.
Minor score for the Roos, 23 plays 58. Tigers with the advantage.
I don't think Middleton needs to move that quickly to the ball because Tilly will stay with him. He won't run off him.
The Tigers bring it wide. That's going to go out in the full, and that has. Oh, no, touch just. Okay, so we'll get
Brandon Tregeagle just getting his hands up on that one before it went over.
We'll get a ball in.
Hey, this is better. We can see it all. It's right in front of us here on the precinct side.
Not far from us here in the broadcast position. 11.5 minutes gone, third quarter. For McDonald's Renmark, it's 5-rem footy. In the contest, Fisher over the top with the tap.
Gee whiz, good work by Butterworth. He was being manned up there by John Fisher and still got loose to get that kick forward.
And the kick gets punched through about 30 metres around over the boundary line, and there'll be a ball in.
Not only does Sam Butterworth get a lot of the possessions, but he works hard around the ball.
So another ball in. What's going to happen here? Fisher again gets its way to Drugamuller for the Roos, who has a wild kick into the centre of the ground. You got Middleton there, he mops it up, finds Freeman, 45 out, has a wild kick at the goals.
Yeah, rare territory for Freeman to find himself in the forward lines having a shot at goal.
I know he's early in his career, but I think he is better as a defender, just quietly.
Loxton moved the ball out to the halfback flank on the scoreboard wing.
You know, I'd almost have Jordan Freeman in my Riverland 22 as a back pocket, just about this year.
Ball coming forward to Deegan Rothby there. He moves it out wide to, I think that's Shay Lange out there in front of scoreboard number 2.
I'll check on the antique Pentax binoculars here this afternoon, not sponsored.
Fisher getting the ball on the centre wing and driving it deep into attack towards Eagle, who wrestles it to the ground, but Barmera come away with it. Ball going into Whitbourne in the middle, who moves it on again.
Fine, this way to Drugamuller. He was taking the ground, no prior though, and that will be a free. Oh, it was actually in the back.
Yeah, Evans ending up on him, so unfortunately Evans, I don't think he did push him, I think he just was dragged onto him.
Drugamuller with a quick kick, goes over to Ricketts. He was unable to mark it.
Rollins tried to pull that one in.
Oh, Campbell, that'll be too high. Yeah, he'll get the free.
It was pretty untidy work there by Rollins. And the young fella tried to go the mark. He probably should have gone the spoil in the first instance. But young fellas always back themselves in. It's not too bad to see.
But Campbell with the free, kicks into the attacking 50. Bantolis off the ground. He couldn't get a foot on it. It was a bit of an airy. He's working it hard forward, though. The Roos are looking dangerous and held in.
Harder trying to work the umpire for pushing the back of his own. Only problem was when he hit the ground, there was no one near him.
14 minutes gone, third quarter, ball back up in the air. Middleton does the ruck work. The Tigers.
This is better. Out to Rollins, clear it out. To Evans, and Evans brings the ball precinct side to Will Gucci. He takes a strong mark and moves it down the wing to Eagle.
Good mark from Eagle. Eagle turns quickly back onto his left, looks for Jesse Will,
nice
hits him
kick.
up, handball back inside, finds Romeo. It kicks into the attacking 50. Ball spills forward.
Yeah, great football by the Loxton Tigers. They moved the ball quickly. A little bit of going on down here. Bradley's got the free kick. He might end up giving it back if he wants to get involved in the how you're going there and meeting everyone. I think he'd be better off grabbing the ball and having a shot at goal.
Seeing a few players in there. Interesting that Sam Butterworth did not decide to join in that.
No, he's out there to play footy.
And, I know... I'll touch on that point in a second, but the Tigers are going to go for a shot on goal here.
Distance, not a problem for Bradley on the strength of the last goal he kicked, because he sent that through by plenty.
There's no wind at all to report, you'd say?
Oh, if any, it's going across. Right-hand post for him.
Has his shot.
No, he started it too far left. Oh, that's a nice mark.
Good mark in defence there from Mock. Gets it over quickly to Whitbourne.
Who started to pick up a bit more of the ball.
Small kick to Butterworth, who decides to run the other way and go the switch. Looks for a target.
Switch without a torpedo.
Finds
Something
Freeman.
A bit unusual.
Freeman plays on. He's calling for someone to lead for it. Carpenter was there, but the ball was spoiled. Now it's Gucci who turns back inboard, ducks his head and keeps running. Wild kick into the attacking 50. Now it's Butterworth again.
Tregeagle not able to bring that ball down.
Good mark from young Albrecht there on the opposite pocket. Who now moves the ball down the flank to Whitbourne.
These two young fellas having a fair dinkum go, aren't they?
Whitbourne to Kemp. Good mark. Grandstand side. Kemp decides to play on. He was getting tackled but got a handball away. And now it's the 20 of Tregeagle who gets the footy and kicks down the line. Finds Romeo.
Gee whiz, he did. That was an amazing bit of play. Couldn't quite pull the mark in, but quickly had it on the boot to centre it.
Ball still a hot footy. No one's able to pick this one up. And then the Roos through a couple of wild handballs. Clear it out. Back to Dudley Campbell. Gets it to Kemp. Kemp turns back inboard. Looks for a target in the centre square. Millington's there, but it was intercepted by Salmon. And Salmon for the Tigers now responds with kicking the footy the other way.
Whoa.
Eagle was the target, but he's going to get done for a push here.
Millington didn't look a bit interested in getting that footy, did he?
Well, I think he thought someone else was going to mark it.
Well, they did. Salmon from the opposition, his opponent.
Just got a bit of a stoppage here. There was a bit of a contest, and I think young Albrecht's...
It was a nasty fall, but it was friendly fire.
I think young Albrecht's a bit winded.
It was friendly fire from his own player,
He's
Blake
back
Kasolki, back in under him.
I see the Loxton trainer out there.
Gee whiz, Drugamola's cut loose here in this quarter, hasn't he?
Finds its way to Freeman on the wing. He turns back inboard. Exciting play from the defender. He kicks down the line. Oh, great mark from Reece Lehman.
Now that is a good strong pack mark for the MTESA Local Apprentice and Trainee Specialist mark of the day. It's in the running.
He's got the footy. He'll be kicking from 50 out straight in front. Kicking to the Bukpunong Road end.
That's what you want to see from your power forwards. Big pack marks. Talon Eagle's been doing it at the other end. Time for Reece Lehman to step up.
Has he got it? He gives it a roost.
No.
It doesn't quite make the distance. It's still a hot footy, but then it's taken out of bounds.
Goal umpire hand up there,
Okay,
waiting for the
minor
central
score.
umpire to acknowledge it.
Minor score. Quick change. Young Carpenter's coming off for the Roos. Couldn't quite catch who ran on there. I reckon it might have been Carter. Now the Tigers managed to have a few small kicks in their defensive back line. It's Tierley that drives it wide. Finds Brody Hill. Kick over the top.
He finds Gucci, who quickly moves it on to Eagle, who's covering a lot of the ground. No, it's not an Eagle. Eagle's up ground.
Jonty Bates, who's trying to shark the footy. He paddled it back inboard, and I reckon he's been done for a throw. He has too. So Zach Galvin with the footy on half-back for the Roos. 18 and a half minutes played. Third quarter for McDonald's Renmark. 5-run footy. And he's kicked it straight to Brody Hill from the Tigers. Kicks back down the line, and he's found Sam Butterworth for the Roos. A lot of footy just going straight between the two teams this afternoon.
Yeah, it is. It's turnovers, but turnovers that aren't costing a lot.
Oh, and a big bump out the back there from Jesse Will, but he's given away the free on half forward to the Roos. Middleton with the footy. Gets it deep into the attacking 50. There's no one home. Has he got it? No. A minor score. There was not one player there on the last line of defence from the Tigers. Middleton sees the opportunity and thought, I'll just get this one on the boot, and it just bounced through for a minor score.
Not sure who's got Middleton manned up. Thought it might have been Shay Lange, but he'd be fighting out of his weight division if he was standing Middleton.
It's the Tigers 58 to the Roos 26.
Middleton's onto the ball, I think.
18 and a half minutes played.
Whoa! Come on, Umpy. He's paid that, so if he's paid it, I'm paying it as an MTESA mark of the day, and that was Lachlan Bradley, I reckon. Or was it Rollins?
Rollins, the 25.
Yep, it was. That was a great mark.
That is the clubhouse leader mark of the day, and since then the ball's gone forward to the forward flank. Eagles got the footy. Too far from home, though. Brings it back inboard to Jesse Will. He's probably got a bit more time to settle, but decides to play on quickly. Looks for a target.
Oh, nice lead by Gucci.
Gucci with
nice
the footy.
Pass.
So you'll be having a shot, 45 out on a 15-degree angle, you would suggest?
So that's the danger of a couple of the Tigers midfielders in Gucci and also Will. When they do go forward, they know how to play forward. Their forward craft's very good.
So Gucci with the footy. Can he get in the scorebook this afternoon? Looks right off the boot. And it's a minor score, I reckon.
Needed a little bit more of that breeze. Lights coming on here at the Loxton Oval. Beautiful lights too, Lockie. Lights like Renmark have just installed.
Yep, they're going to be fully functional soon. Roos get the kick out quickly and move the footy. Middleton in the centre was the target, but the ball spilled forward. There's a hot footy. Druggermuller dived on it. I like that.
Yeah, Roland's unfortunately clumsy with his tackle, going in too high on Druggermuller.
Some good signs from the Roos this afternoon. Might not be in the contest, as close as we would have liked. Maybe if you're a supporter you'd think, but moving forward, there's some good signs out there this afternoon.
Gucci coming from the ground for a spell and John Fisher returning.
Yeah, just on the cusp of three-quarter time. 59 plays 26. The Tigers with the advantage. Ball comes back inboard. Tigers are looking hungry for the footy.
Oh, Fisher all on his own, Eddie, if someone can get it out to him. Snuck on. He's still on his own. Snuck on from the boundary.
Trying to get the ball forward.
Lachlan Evans gets the ball wide to Romeo on the wing. Dead set on the wing. Scoreboard's side.
Yes, multiple. There is 3
Back
scoreboards
to
here at
Romeo.
Loxton.
That was a bit like a pinball
Romeo,
machine.
take the game on, son. Kicks into the attacking 50. No one able to mark it for the Tigers.
That was Fisher who'd gone the full width of the ground looking to get his hands on that.
Good tackle there from Mitchell from the Roos, and that'll be a ball up.
Ball up on number 2 oval side of the 50-metre square, right on the half-forward flank of the 50-metre circle.
Just right in front of the Windsockers. The sunshine comes out. And another clearance there from Butterworth again.
Yeah. Oh,
Kick went to no one.
there he is.
Brody Hill back to John Fisher.
A little bit of over the top.
Jesse Will to
Through
Romeo.
comes Romeo again.
Harder was there, but he was unable to mark it.
Gee, strong though.
Good bit of defensive play there from some of those Roos defenders. Mock, I think that one was. Finds its way to Druggermuller now on the back pocket. He gets the ball out.
Gee whiz, I reckon he would have nearly blown up his GPS tracker, Druggermuller.
Dudley Campbell on the ground gets the handball out, but it goes to the Tigers. And that's
Far out.
Josh Mann with the footy. Gets the ball back from Salmon.
Here's
the
Evans
Tigers
again.
go on the switch. Evans with the footy. Mark Teely's working hard. He's got a bit of a paddock here.
You got to honour the effort.
And there's Teely with the footy on the back flank. He's just going to hold it up for a second.
Yeah, nice play here by Loxton, opening up an extra player.
What's Teely going to do?
He'll come down to Josh Mann.
Down the line, good mark.
Yeah, well played by Lachlan Evans. Ran and made the space for his teammate. Knew he wasn't going to get it, but made the space for him.
Mann kicks it down the line again. Eagles there.
Wrestles 2 of them.
John Fisher got his hands on it, front and centre. It was taken to ground.
Play on to the advantage.
The Roos
Carter
with the footy.
out to Campbell. Drives it long.
Bantolis, it's a foot race. Bantolis and Salmon. Who's going to be the first one there? It's Salmon that gets his hands on it and goes over the boundary.
I know. I would have been on in a 100-metre race, a 10-metre race, and a 200-metre race. Salmon, he is as quick as they come. Luke Salmon.
Well, Bantolis is no slouch though.
I know, but Salmon had him covered.
So a ball in. 24 minutes gone. Third quarter here at Loxton this afternoon. We do it all thanks to McDonald's Renmark. 5-room football.
Campbell takes it out of the ruck, could not get it on the boot, but still has it.
It's a hot footy. Ball spills out the back, still on the ground, and there'll be another ball up.
Gee whiz, for a big man who always gives away height, you cannot question Dudley Campbell's commitment at the ruck contest before or after the hit-out's won.
No, he's given it a fair crack this afternoon, that's for sure.
Do you know, this is the fittest I've seen him move. He's moved quick. I've thought at times in the past he's looked a little bit slow. Maybe it's taken him all season to get right, Cherry right.
And it must be said he's probably done about 90% of the ruck work this afternoon.
Harder out.
So a contest again.
Oh, look at Hill. Oh, run out of playing ground, but gee whiz, he had his player covered.
And there it is, three-quarter time. It's the Loxton Tigers that lead.
33 points up.
9-5-59 to the Roos, 3-8-26. The fourth quarter action after this. We'll also go around the grounds and find out what's going on this afternoon in Riverland. Fourth quarter about to get underway here at Loxton. It's the Tigers by 33 points, and both teams just taking to the field for this final quarter. It's the last home game for the Tigers this year, Nobby. They are going to be playing finals. The Roos only this quarter and one game to play next week. What do you go into this fourth quarter? It's been an interesting game, must be said.
Well, if you're the team trailing in Barmera Monash, you've got to try and your aim is to try and win the quarter. For Loxton, you need to finish well and take some good form into the following week. Just quickly, Lockie, goal kickers for Loxton, Talon Eagle 3, Johnny Bates 3, singles to Lachlan Bradley and Jesse Will and Ross Romeo. For Barmera Monash, singles all to Reece Lehman, Mason Middleton and Ashley Kemp.
Ball back in the centre. We'll get things underway pretty soon. The umpire's just waiting for the last of the supporters to leave the ground. Always sometimes a bit of a hold-up when it comes to that.
Which is good because I get to put that killer python I had at three-quarter time away.
Ball back in the centre. It is underway for this fourth quarter here at Loxton. And Dudley Campbell back in the ruck for the Roos. And it's the Tigers that get the first clearance. And a good mark.
Trig Eagles pulled that one in.
And Tregeaga with the footy, kicks it quickly to the pocket, looks for a target. Harder was there, but a great presence of mind from Freeman to get in front. And ball not quite spilling out of bounds. Freeman handballs back inboard to Mitchell. Mitchell to Mock. Soccer on the ground. The Roos working hard to clear this one out, and they got out of trouble there just quietly.
Trev's got a score for us from Wakery, Trev. Oh.
Right. Thanks for that, Trevor. Ball back in the centre. It's the Tigers that are on the attack, but intercepted quickly from the Barmera Monash Roos, and they've got the footy in their defensive 50, clearing it out through Mitchell. Mitchell quickly kick over the top to Mock. Mock down the line, looks for Carpeney. Carpeney now unable to mark it. Salmon with the footy. He handballs quickly and finds Hill. Hill was tackled by Ricketts.
Yeah, one step too many for Brody, and no one around him telling him what was going on there. He had plenty of help, but no one really helping him.
Well done by young Joey Ricketts there, but he sprayed the kick. Millington with the footy takes it out of bounds, and there'll be a ball in right in front, not far from us here in the broadcast position.
No, interesting. Millington playing forward for most of the day, but I'm not sure what sort of effect he's had on the game. Probably not much. In ruck now.
Ball in, Fisher with the footy, taps it forward, gets its way to Gooch. Gucci down the line.
Oh, nice strong mark from Kemp.
Roos with the footy now. Interesting what's happening at Wakery. Could we see an upset today?
Gee, Panthers haven't won for over 1,000 days, so it'll be good for them.
You've got to remember there was 365 of those where there was no football played. As the Roos now go on the attack in their 50. Carpeney now with the footy. Handballs to the side. Finds its way to Whitbourne. Druggermuller now mops it up from the pocket. Kicks to the square. No one was home. And the Tigers now work that one over the goal line for a minor score.
Gee, Druggermuller's covered plenty of the ground, got plenty of the ball. That was a chaos kick towards the centre.
Kick out from the Tigers. Finds its way to Harder, who outmarks a couple of Roos.
Sort of cleverly worked his man under it. Now they're loose. Here comes Brody Hill at the centre of the ground. He keeps moving. Drives the ball forward.
Jesse Wills the target. He was front and centre. Wasn't able to mark it, but he got second effort, and he was also tackled, and he's done holding the ball.
Pretty harsh on the player playing the ball, but it was there.
They are very hot on that if the player takes a second bite at the cherry and then gets tackled, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it has been the case for many years. It's not exactly a new thing.
It's consistent, yep. Just not sure if I fancy someone going up for a mark and then trying to recover the ball and the player they've beaten just hanging on to him and getting it.
Yep.
Kasolki through again. He started the first half very well.
It's finding its way to Whitbourne, who was pushed over the footy.
That was a silly thing to do by Kasolki. 2 hands in the middle of the back's always going to be a free kick.
And that's Drew Kasolki from the Tigers.
That's a nice mark under pressure by Middleton. The ball coming from Druggermuller on his left foot to the half-forward line. Middleton will kick this from 50 out. He gets on with it quickly. Spots a player.
Druggermuller it is, and unable to mark it. And the Tigers clear it out through Langy, who gets it over to Brody Hill, who gets it to Gucci. on the half-back flank, who just says, settle it down, boys.
Sort of those blokes only kick into other blokes with long sleeves themselves.
And finds its way to a short sleeve player in John Fisher, who kicks to the centre of the field, sees Luke Harder. He was against Freeman, tried his hardest.
Here's Romeo, all on his own deep.
Oh, great piece of play there from Mock, who backed into the contest. Jesse Will around the corner from the contest, front and centre, but
not enough work on that ball. It did nothing.
A minor score as the rain starts to fall down here at Loxton this afternoon. I see some of the more fair weather supporters are looking for the covers again.
Look, I think Romeo was a bit harshly dealt with. He worked hard to get himself free and copped a bit of extra attention, but it was play on.
Footy now with the Roos on half-back. A handball over the top, but there's Lockie Bradley now for the Tigers. It intercepts it. Handball's back to Salmon, who's now got the footy, kicks it into the attacking 50. Romeo's the target over the back, but he ran too far, but still gets it.
He went to the right place, though. Wet ball, they're always going to carry.
Handballs to John Fisher and a small kick to Jesse Will.
15.
Not 15 play on, the umpire says.
Gee whiz, I've seen a lot of kicks shorter than that on the TV get paid. He's a bit unlucky there. Nice work by Fisher, though.
And he was tackled, and umpire Tony Florence says, I'll ball it up, thanks. Just outside the Loxton goal, Mock does the ruck work, gets a kick away. Luke Harder's working hard against Jordan Freeman. Jordan Freeman goes for the tackle but gets the fend off. He gets a kick to the setup.
Fisher getting winning the free kick here. And you'd say John Fisher's second half has been very good.
Very, very serviceable. So he'll have a shot, you would think. Oh, Shay Lange now wheels around for the handball at the side. Drives it home. That's a goal.
Whoa. Look, that's almost the Peruna Store and Brownsville Tavern goal of the day for distance and excitement, but I can't see it quite tipping over Kemp's.
Yep, it's 10-5, 65. The Loxton Tigers, they extend the lead. The Barmera Monash Roos 39-27. The Tigers there just starting to not quite open the floodgates, but just eking ahead a little bit more this afternoon here at Tigerland. The Roos have shown some promise in parts, though.
Yeah, they have, Lockie, and look, they certainly, like you said earlier, don't give up without a tussle.
6.5 minutes gone, fourth quarter for McDonald's Renmark. It's the Roos out of the ruck that get the free. Butterworth kicked it away quickly, but it'll come back to the centre.
Barmera Monash starting to read that play from Fisher where he taps it over his head to Harder running behind him. He's done it 3 times today, and twice it's come off, but not this time.
Campbell, quick kick sideways to Galvin, who drives it to the forward flank area. Drugamuller was the target, but it was intercepted way before by Will Goodshee.
Fisher again, John Fisher.
He gets it to Fisher. It goes sideways, and the Tigers go on this very aggressive switch once again. We've seen this a few times this afternoon. It's found its way to Romeo.
To Salmon.
Salmon, rather, yes.
He doesn't need a lot of room to get around someone and get going.
And a mark on the attacking
Tregeagle,
50.
I reckon, on that side, Lockie. Will have a shot at goal.
Brendan Tregeagle with the footy. Do you reckon he's got it?
He's in front of scoreboard 1. Or
yeah.
should we say the original?
Not sure it'd be the, I mean, if we want to get the footy history
books out. It wouldn't be the original, I don't think.
But it would be, I'd suggest a 1970s, 60s build maybe.
The original might have been on the back of a horse and cart.
Has his shot, decides to go for it. Looks all right.
Distance, not a problem. Accuracy is.
Minor score. The lights are on here at Loxton this afternoon.
66 plays 27 here at the Loxton Oval with 8 minutes gone on the Nippies, the Riverland's very own farm-grown family-made clock.
So a kick in now from the Roos. Butterworth takes it and puts another stat in the stat book this afternoon. Mock with the footy in the back pocket. What's he going to do? Umpire says, move it on. Kick over the top. Oh, good mark from Ben Drugamuller there.
Yeah, between him and also the captain, Sam Butterworth, they'll be their 2 best.
Oh, he handballs quickly off the ground to Mock. Gets the footy to Carter. Carter a quick handball now through Pitchell, who works the footy through the centre of the ground to Whitbourne. Over to Ricketts, a quick handball. Ricketts kicks down the line. Looking for a target. Middleton was there, but there was more Tigers that were able to spoil it. And now they go on the attack. Drew Kosolki back into the game. Kicks it to Brody Hill, who has a wild kick and it gets smothered. Yeah, ball up.
Yeah, nice big ball there from Teely over the top, bringing the ball to ground.
So another contest. Luke Harder on the ground. Gets it to Gucci. Over to Hill. Hill to Drew Kosolki, kicks down the line. Nick Uren was the target, but it spilled over the back. And now the ruse through Freeman, Carter, Whitbourne, and back to Mock. Clear it out. Good piece of play there.
Nice work. Middleton pulling down a nice mark again.
Now it's in the attacking 50 of the Roos, but as we've seen all too often...
Switches on.
It's found its way to the Tigers.
Evans out on his own on the half-back line. He takes it down that side, the scoreboard's side.
Finds Jonty Bates in front of scoreboard 3, who takes the game on and was lucky to get away with it. Got a handball out, finds its way to Shea Lange, who taps the ball on the ground for the wet weather bounce. Looks for Eagle. The ball went over the top. No one was home, and that'll
be a free kick to Barmera.
No one touched that one.
No one's touched it. Eagle doing the right thing, working his player under it to give him space. Here's your man, Lockie.
Jordan Freeman, another possession. Finds its way to Dudley Campbell. It's an half back. It goes on the switch to Butterworth, who would have racked up about 16 kilometres by now, I would have thought. He kicks down the line, looks for another man that's also run 16 kilometres in the Lake Bonnie Marathon this afternoon here at Loxton. Ben Drugamella.
Keeps the ball in.
He was picked it up and was tackled to the ground via a ball up.
Nice bit of umpiring there. He did duck into that a bit, and the umpire was having nothing of it. He said, "I'll ball that up."
Another contest. Fisher clears it out to John Fisher, who was taken to ground. Ball spills out. Drew Kosolki for the Tigers gets a wild handball out. Got Cale Smith, he was tackled to ground. This might be done for legging here. No.
I think he's been, he's been paid a free kick against him for holding the ball. It should have been for bad acting. He tried to fake the push in the back. Was having none of that.
Reece Lehman with the footy, kicks to Middleton, but he was unable to mark it.
And here we go. Lachlan Evans out of the back line. Switches straight away to half-back and keeps going. He keeps the motor, keeps the hammer down.
And that's Trig Eagle with the footy. You just hold station and try to get it to...
He's going to get this back, Evans.
Nick Uren, I reckon, with the footy. Oh, no. Now Nick Uren's
that was Evans.
Hot for the footy. Kicks it into the attacking 50, but straight to Michael Mock for the Roos. And then he gets his way to Kemp, who kicks inboard. In the centre square, it's a dangerous footy. Klingbeil was thrown to the ground. Play on was the call.
Gucci drives it back into the forward lines towards Harder. Campbell got him covered. Campbell didn't even want that ball. And then he went back and got it and ran out of defence with it. And a beautiful pass there to
young Klingbeil. Yep, Dylan Klingbeil with the footy. Kicks sideways, finds its way to Ricketts. Ricketts finds its way over sideways to Sam Butterworth, who's got a bit of time. Looks down the line, looks for a target. And will he get there, or will this spill out of bounds? Whitbourne now in hot pursuit with John Fisher, who handballs back over the top. Ben Drugamulla's trying to get there, and Shea Lange now with the footy, and the Tigers go on the rebound. It finds its way to Gucci.
Hey, Lange's had some important touches.
And he drives it into their forward 50, and it's a hot footy for the goals. Will this spill over? Talon Eagle off the ground, touched. Oh, that was a...
That would have been the time to sell a candy there, Lockie, because that player was diving full length.
Yeah, what a series of play we just saw then. That was wild, wasn't it?
Would you say a plethora of errors?
Oh.
Or half chances. We'll call them half chances, not errors.
The Roos' defensive pressure, must be said, was very good then. Butterworth with the footy and half-back. Oh, no, full-back. He's going to kick this one out. What's he going to do? Goes down the line. Saxton Mitchell. Handballs over to Kemp. Kemp goes to the wing. Jordan Freeman was there, but it's the Tigers now with the footy.
Man driving the ball back off centre wing, back forward to Gucci, who plays on, hits the top of the square.
And to minus score. We're just getting around the grounds update. Trevor, what do you got? Yep, and it could have been an upset there, but it wasn't to be as they're ball in now, and the Tigers now try and get this one into their attacking 50. It's still in there, and the boys are working hard trying to get this one home. What are we going to see here? It'll be a ball up.
Not only will there be a lot of cheering out at the pound, there'll be a lot of cheering out at the well as well.
It certainly will be this afternoon, that's for sure. Butterworth out of the contest, kick over the top, and it was an ugly one.
You'd say a crude tackle by Kasolki there, and Barmera playing on through Drugamel, driving the ball forward. Reece Lehman v Smith, the only two inside the 50. Hang on, here comes the cavalry.
So Reece Lehman working hard against Smith. It's a contest for the ages, and it spills out of bounds. If you're having a foot race around Lake Bonnie, Sam Butterworth and Ben Drugamella, who's going to win? Who's going to bring that one home?
I'm not sure, Lockie, but I wouldn't mind taking on Reece Lehman or Smith if I was having a go after watching that last run at the ball.
I'm just thinking about how many kilometres Ben and Sam would have racked up today. Yeah. Phenomenal.
Not enough blokes helping him's a problem for those two
fellas.
And
as I just said, that is the issue this afternoon here at Tigerland.
I think I might back young Salmon to knock them all off.
Well, I think he's more of a short track specialist.
He goes. Mind you, in saying that, Lockie, Barmera having a red-hot go here in the last quarter.
And that's what we like about the Roos. It's 67 playing 27 on the Bitmax surfacing scoreboard. The Tigers with the lead. Nearly 16 minutes gone in this fourth quarter.
On the Nippy's clock, and only one goal scored, one goal to Loxton. So it's a fair effort by Barmera to hold them to that.
Now another contest in the centre.
This is where the umpires are going to grind it out in this last quarter, last 5 minutes.
Craig Fisher for the Tigers in the ruck. Doesn't go anywhere. And now the Roos are in their attacking 50. It's going deep towards the goals, but it spills out of bounds. Yeah. 10 metres around from the goals.
Smith sees that one over the line safely. And we'll have a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Barmera Monash. Deep in the swimming pool end.
Ball in. Who's going to win this one? No one so far. Ben Drugamuller's in there again.
Gee, he can find it, can't he?
Wrapped up, taken a ground. Must be said, a good crowd in here today, Nobby, for a game that probably hasn't really got a lot riding on it.
Yeah, Loxton Legends Day. There's been a couple of reunions here.
Luke Harder coming off this quarter. I reckon that might be him for the day.
That's good coaching by Dylan Millard. No sense leaving one of your gems out there.
Because it would appear they're going to have to win next week if they want to get the second spot.
Oh, nice mark there by Millington.
Oh, he's he's holding the hammy.
He had to reach back to get it, stretch every sinew in his body.
Well, he's going to kick it still. Oh, it's the other side.
I'm not sure if it's a hammy or a buttock muscle
he's
done there.
He's going for the bound. Oh, he's looking for the boundary. The ball's still in the Roos attacking 50.
Holding the ball.
Unlucky for Reece Lehman there. He worked hard, but...
Smith and him have had an uneventful duel, haven't they, today?
An uneventful duel, I like it. Millington now has decided to come to the boundary. He's worked out that he's no good.
I'm thinking of an injury like that, that's probably season over for him.
Yep, and Blake Kasolki for the Roos will come on.
Didn't go through the interchange gate, but I don't think that'll matter too much.
Yep, I reckon that's it for young Millington, probably for the season.
Yep.
Just with a hammy, get right for next year.
Here we go, Loxton off their half-back line. That's Lock-on Evans. He's dragging his feet a bit, but good reason why. He's covered a lot of Ks for the Tigers today.
Yeah, nearly 18 minutes gone in this fourth quarter here at Tigerland. Gucci there.
He's had a great last quarter, Gucci. There's Romeo, picks her up. Moves it on. Leg speed by Bates. He's still running.
Now it's Jonty Bates again with the foot. He gets the old 1-2. Looks for a target. He's got Talon Eagle there. He was unable to mark it. Got his hands to it, though.
Gee, his 4 quarters up forward have been good. Not once has he been out pointed for the ball in the air.
Certainly a key forward going forward. Interesting to know what the Tigers do in coming weeks with their lineup. There's a few players, not playing today. Jack Evans being one, probably the key in there.
Word on the terraces is that he might not get back for a while.
Maybe not till a potential key final date, or maybe the year.
Yeah, maybe the year. I'm hearing Harley Campbell, who broke his jaw some 5 weeks ago, is a starter next week.
Okay, we'll look out for that one here at 5RM. We do it all thanks to McDonald's Renmark. 5RM football, 67 plays 27. It's the Tigers with the lead. Of course, we will run through all our awards post-game. Mark of the day for MTSA, the goal of the day for the Peruna Store and Brownswell Tavern. There's been a couple of contenders this afternoon. Yep. Another ball in, scoreboards side, plural. There's 3 of them here at Loxton today.
There he is again.
Will Gucci, Evans.
For Barmera, guess who the 2 players were that just touched that twice each?
Butterworth and Drugamullah. And the ball spills out of bounds just on the Roos left forward flank.
I mean, with all credit to both teams, it's sometimes hard to work out who are the direct opponents for those guys and for some of the Tigers, because they cover so much ground and don't seem to play defensive too much. They play for the ball.
No, I think it would be hard to pick out who Will Gucci's been on today. He's had a lot of the footy, but you don't know who he's directly on.
Lehman hits the ball hard in the forward lines, but fumbles, and Smith mops up and brings it out.
Yep, finds its way
to young Rowlands, who, after a bit of a fumble, controls it out to Kasolki, who drives it to the wing, and here he is on this wing this time, Johnny Bates.
Bates with the footy, just holds station for a second.
He's had a good game.
Kicks down the line, Talon Eagles the target. He gets his hands to it, but he just walks it over the boundary.
The Tigers will be happy with the form shown by some of their fellas. And after watching him last week, Bates has gone on with it this week. Excellent going into the finals.
So a ball in, just outside the Loxton attacking 50. Rowlands does the ruck work. Mitchell for the Roos clears it out. Good kick down the line.
Boom.
But Josh Mann was there for the Tigers, and he wasn't able to mark it. Now it's Middleton.
The old don't argue from Josh Mann, and through he goes.
Tigers working hard to clear this one out. Oh, a big bump there from young Blake Kasolki. And this last bit of this game here, there's...
It was an interesting tackle by Bates, because it was fronted by a bump followed by a tackle. And it's on behind play here.
And there's a bit of action behind players. The ball goes down the grandstand side here. Josh Mann now with the footy. A free kick.
Thought Saxon Mitchell knew Johnny Bates better than that. But obviously they hadn't got to know each other earlier.
It must be said, young Mitchell did come from a long way to introduce himself there just quietly.
Yeah, no harm done, and the game goes on.
67 plays 27 on the Bitmax surfacing scoreboard. Nearly 22 minutes played in this fourth quarter here at Loxton.
25-metre penalty. Ball in Mock's hands at centre of the ground.
Kicks down the line.
It
was too short for Middleton.
Yeah, that's no chance for the big fella.
Back to Freeman, who's had a crack today. He kicks down the line. And
Shay Langey's had a good last quarter and a half.
Finds its way to Langey. Gets his hands on it. Sideways to Bradley. Gets to Drew Kasolki. He just says settle it down, but then looks like he was going to kick it straight away.
Yeah, it looked like...
Down the line they go. And now it's Eagle with the footy. What can he do? Kicks into the attacking 50. Nick Uren was there, but he was unable to mark it. And there's Butterworth now for the Roos with the footy.
He's virtually played in the back pocket halfback flank for this whole quarter, hasn't he?
And he gets his way to Campbell, who drives it out and gets Freeman on half back. Ball spills, but he manages to mop it back up. And finds a teammate in Pitchell, who kicks it a wild kick forward.
It's almost junk time flat out here.
Yeah.
Rowlands taking hold of the ball over to Evans, and Evans calms things down by kicking it across to Shay Langey on the halfback flank.
Yeah, it's not the greatest display
Back
of
to
football
Evans.
now at the moment, it must be said. And I think the Roos are pretty keen for this one to finish.
John Fisher drives it forward.
Oh, Butterworth again. He's
Not
someone
quite.
that doesn't quite stop, does he?
No.
Finds its way to Freeman again, or Mitchell rather, on
Here he is, Drugamullah again.
back flank. He just holds it for a second. I think he's pretty keen to get his breath back. And then decides to go for the switch quickly.
Fisher into play, gets a big paw on it.
Sees Mock. And Cody Britton got his hands on it. Now Mock's running forward. Gets a kick away, but it's a wild, wobbly old kick on the ground.
Gee whiz, Johnny Bates has got closing speed, hasn't he?
And there it is. It's the Tigers that win 10-7-67 to the Barmera Monash Roos 3-9-27. We'll wrap up all things Riverland football straight after this, right here at 5R.